Bill Parcells, Jets guru, throwback legend. Before the big tuna came to the Jets, they were a huge laughingstock of the league. The Jets, for the 10 years prior before Parcells showed up, were 54 and 104. Leon Hess, the former owner of the Jets, coming off a horrible co-tight era, wanted the Jets to be relevant again. Hess was desperate and unwavering in his attempt to get Parcells and finally see the Jets win again. For the Jets to allow Parcells to coach right away with the club and not be named a consultant, they gave up third, fourth round picks in 1997, a second rounder in 98, and a first rounder in 99. It was worth every penny. Right away, Parcells gave the Jets legitimacy and a confidence that things would turn around, and they did. Going 9-7 and narrowly missing the playoffs in 97, the Jets also brought over Curtis Martin. Often coaches bring their guys, and Parcells did. But with Martin, he was a Hall of Fame talent and could easily be considered the second best Jet of all time behind Joe Willie Namath, or third behind Maynard. But shoot, as far as talent is concerned and production combined, he's number one in my book as a Jet. Parcells was also part of the front office that drafted Pennington, Abraham, Ellis, and Beck in that famous draft. He also drafted Lavernius Coles. Parcells controlled those rooms, not Tannenbaum. These would become fixtures for the Jets in the future. The Jets had 5 playoff appearances after this draft. The 1998 Jets were a force to be reckoned with Testaverde going 12-4 and holding a 10-0 lead at halftime in the AFC Championship game against the Broncos before ultimately handing the game to them with fumbles from Martin and Byers. In 99, the Jets were heavy favorites to win the Super Bowl with the retired Elway off the board, and in Game 1 against the New England Patriots, starting quarterback Vinny Testaverde blew out his Achilles. The injuries just started to flow. Even with all the injuries, though, the Jets finished 8-8 on inspired play by Ray Lucas and company. After the season, Parcells left the Jets as coach, but stayed as director of football operations. He knew that was his Super Bowl run, and the season after was very stressful. With the new ownership, the writing was on the wall. He finished with a 29-19 record as Jets head coach, the highest winning percentage to date, and it could have been more. The team that Parcells built was then coached for 1 year by Al Groh that went 9-7 and failed at the end of the season to make the playoffs. In the following year, with Herm Edwards, the team went 9-7 and made the playoffs. Even though Parcells doesn't talk about his time with the Jets glowingly, or really at all, he was successful, set the tone for future seasons, and gave the Jets back their defensive identity that they've carried all these years since. You take Parcells out of the mix, and the Jets would have sank even further down mediocrity. Jet up.